Bing, bing, bing. Alright. Welcome. I don't know if this thing's on. So give me a second. Probably isn't. But you know. Maybe why oh, I have 2 lives. I don't know if this is working right. W. Cool. Maybe it's working. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know if all the. So, if you're on a phone, I think I have like a short stream and then a YouTube stream. There's like 2 streams going on. Pyro me up. I'm not getting any data though. Somehow we're live though. I have no idea how. Yeah, I literally have 2 streams. I don't know how this works. I'm so confusion. No. I'm confused. You only see this stream? Huh. Because I literally have like a one version one version where chat's above me, and then the version that I don't know if you're seeing, like chat's right where my hand is. It's like apparently on shorts, but I have no idea how to even go to it. So don't know where it is. I'm so confusion. It's good on your end. All right. Well, regardless, we were gonna fix it. I think we're good. I guess. I just don't know. I don't have the thing where I can skip ads, so hopefully they just don't play any. View in control room. Did I fix it? I think I got it. Alright, we got it. We're good. Everything's good. The feng shui is here. I'm happy. I can relax. Woo! Because I guess, spurg out on issues. On issues with the stream. Anyways, before I got tismed up, I was going to open the website, but now I'll wait for everybody to come back. What was I doing before? I was talking about TNT stuff. I forgot to put an energy drink in the fridge. I made coffee, which I probably will get some of that. I'm very tired. It's very hard to sleep with that ruptured bicep tendon. If you weren't here, I gotta, look, my arm looks tiny, but it's big. I just can't flex this one. Say channel, huh? I help you with comments. I'm getting spammed. What is this? I'm live on YouTube. I don't know where I'm live. I might be who knows where. Somebody's spamming me. Hi, 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 hi. Anyways, too much paper lifting. Yeah. So I got a boo boo. I have no idea where these other chats are coming in. I think they're probably like. I don't know. You guys can't see them. I swear I'm not crazy. I know you can see them on the chat. Do you see it? It says say channel. And then another one live on Twitch too, which I don't know if is that bullshit? Like you want cold water but can't. I'm sorry, is it that bad? Is your throat hurt, bud? That was the worst. You know, when I had that thing, I took this throat numbing spray and it was like it had like menthol or some mint thing. It was like the first see I made myself cough. It was like the first time I was able to breathe. But yeah, back on the arm thing. I probably will need surgery. No big deal. So that's why, honestly, Raider, that's why you got to see the Bible early. Because normally I'd be at work right now. So I need to do something. So I just been, I guess, working on the website, working on the finishing up the Bible thing that I was started working on last year, which was the master class. So yeah. But how's everybody doing? I don't know. Same. It's hard to breathe through them noses with them noses. Doing the Lord's work. How's everybody doing though? I don't know why I can't. Is there like another chat area for YouTube Shorts? Because I'm confused. I don't even know how to get to this. There is apparently a vertical version of this stream on YouTube right now. Very interesting. I'm assuming it's just straight up on Shorts. Yeah. There is a Shorts version. And there's a whole different chat for it, which is interesting. But whatever. I kept saying channel. Everybody wanted me. There was some person in there saying channel. Say channel. Say channel. I don't think I have any viewers on the shorts, but I don't know. There's a new button on YouTube where you could stream to shorts too. Oh, Andrew found the short stream. Did it transfer? Yeah, but you can't see. Is it in the YouTube? Yeah, like I can't see your when I'm in YouTube Studio. I can't see your chat. And then when I click the short stream, I can see what you said that you found the thing, but you. Sorry, I'm texting my wife. I suck texting with one. Did you see my arm? Did you guys see my arm? It happened almost a week ago now, and now it's deciding to bruise, which is crazy to me. Yeah, short. Yeah, I don't know why. That's weird. But I have all the chats on the screen, which is kind of hard to read. Can we make this look any better? what does old school look like? Clean. Are we doing a pyro meetup? To be determined. The pyro meetup, yes, probably in June 28th. That stands. A Nevada meetup, don't know yet. I'm just trying to find. Dang. All right, whatever. We'll put that. I don't know. Show platform icons. Maybe that'll help. Background color. Background color. We'll make the maybe white. How do I change the background? Maybe white. All right. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Prices. What about prices? I know nothing about the prices, John. I only have 3 viewers. Whatever. Police department's been using drones for a while. The only issue why you're hearing more of it is budgeting. Budgets allow you to purchase more drones over years go on. So, 5 years ago, a drone was like, ooh, scary. People weren't sure about the tech yet. And police departments and other places probably didn't want to afford the budget for this expensive new technology. Because they are expensive. They're not like a little DJI drone. So as just the years go on, the budgets allow for more and more drones to be bought by the department because they're becoming cheaper because there's more of them and the tech is getting cheaper. So basically what happens is there's just more of them and then there's more officers and people getting trained with them because you have to be trained. There's a bunch of FAA regulation stuff that goes into it too. So I don't know. But other than that. So yes, to answer your questions, yes, you'll probably see an increased amount of drone activity. Things people don't really understand that drones probably can last up in the air for about 20 minutes, and they have to come back down to swap out the battery and stuff. So, oh, speak of the devil, here comes PyroCat right now. I knew it just was gonna be me talking for a minute. Was the reason of the fire marshal? The fire marshal, probably not. They probably were just finishing up inspecting stands or something. I don't know. Fire marshal does a lot of things. I don't. It's not. Because you guys got to remember that the firework thing is. You kind of have to have like authority, and fire departments really don't. They can put out fires. You have authority over fire. I don't know. Anyways, I guess I shall start working on the website and just hang out with you guys. It's a broken MP3 player. That's a good one. Um, no, I don't know anything about that. I know. You'd think they would at least just try like a stand or something. Like I don't know. Like budget wise, like would it maybe the issue is it's cheaper to be able to have multiple stands, and they don't want to really have to worry about the supply chain issues that are already an issue trying to get safe and sane stuff because they make most of their money off aerial cake based product. Maybe they just don't have the warehouse space. Because there's a lot of other parts that go into Red Apple actually becoming a safe and sane retailer. It's you gotta have the storage for it, the permit, and they have to be approved by the fire marshal, all that extra stuff. So there's a lot of steps. So is the juice really worth the squeeze right now for Red Apple? Should they just try to get bigger in their own niche right now, and then once they get comfortable, try to do it? The question is when it's comfortable. I think that's the problem with a lot of companies is nobody likes to make uncomfortable change nowadays. They like to just stay in their lane, but sometimes with risk goes reward, though. That's why America's great. Fortune favors the bold, as they say. Yeah. People, oh look, all Cali has is fountains, and they find out the real estate. Yeah. Um, so I know the main reason I've been working on this Bible. I don't even know if the Bible is a good name. I feel like that's blasphemous a little bit, but maybe we can spitball some ideas because the name can always change. I mean, it used to be the Master Class, and now it's. I felt like that was very, bleh, like too mainstream, too basic, like promotional, out of a book business degree type bullshit. I didn't want that. Um, but here's Pyrocat. Pyrocat, you're on stream. Look, you're sleeping right there. Whatever. But anyways, Pyro preaching Pyro Bible. I guess I'm preaching the Pyro Bible. We could do. I mean, it kind of works out. Bible study. We could be doing a Bible study right now. I forget my password. Which is good. Hoping. Sorry, I'm checking my email and texting. Trying to remember my password to this damn thing so I can get to work on the biblioteca. An account with that email exists. Failed login. Failed login. What the hell? My caps lock on? No. Alright, what the hell's my damn password? Send me the dang reset link. I hate this. Come on. Where's my email? Beast. My Brooklyn accent? Oi, I never. It kind of just sounds like I'm from Boston. I don't know. I don't forget about it. I don't know what the difference between Brooklyn and New York, or you got the Boston. I don't know. With that's about as best as I can do. Is it in my junk? It is. Of course, it's in my junk. Of course, you would put that in there. I hope that you gotta get a little squeaky when you do the Boston accent. I think that's everybody's forgetting their passwords. Confirm password reset. Okay. Confirm. I confirm the password reset. Oh my god. And it didn't do anything. Whip it out. And you know how long it took to set up this setup right here? I had to fix my green screen. I looked like a hot mess. I probably should redo the video for the website. It took a minute. See, I feel like if you do a Boston accent for every firework toast, it'll just make everything interesting. You know, hey, this freaking fountain right here, guys, this freaking fountain. Look at this. The sparks coming out of this thing will blow your freaking mind. Like, this ain't no fucking... I guess with the Boston accent, we're not going to be very friendly. We're going to have to cut. It's bad. It's not no fucking... This fucking Gamook fucking candy paint over here. You don't have that. You don't have that shit. Pack the car by the bar. Oh, you found the short stream, Raider. I can't reset this thing. Let me, I guess, log into my email on my computer. Because this is being lame. Visit link. Confirm password. Open. There we go. Alright. I just did this. And this is pissing me off so fucking bad. We recommend. Alright, could open. Password reset failed. Why? Why you do this? Forgot my damn password. Send me a new link, god damn it! Mannequin challenge. Alright, fellas. We got some assortments here from TNT. Get them out of here! Forget about it. Hey, whoa. Forget about assortments, man. Don't go to no stand. You better not go to no stand. And when you go to that stand, you better not look at them fucking boxes, okay? Don't buy no fucking assortments. Forget about it. Just buy the fucking stuff on the shelf, man. It's better. Way better. Alright. I'm getting very distracted, getting a little too hyphy here with that. Junk email. Reset my password. Visit link. Confirm password reset. And now I'm having to enter my frickin' email again. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. What the hell did I make my password? Do I have like a... It's not junk. Stop blocking this stuff, please. Alright. Can I log in on the website? No, of course not. Of course not. Why would they do that? Why can't I see that last chat? Sorry, I'm trying to fix this, but it's just not working. Maybe I did this one. Nope. Hey, it's Papa Redbeard. Did I use... No. Forgot password. Send link. I'm getting pissed off right now. How's the Papa Redbeard going? Look at my arm. They look small. I promise they're not. All right. Keep having to flex my other arm. Papa Smurf. Resend. Other? Oh, there it is. Reset. This is pissing me off. I don't know what my password is. And every time I click the damn email reset thing, it doesn't reset my email. I don't know, just try this, see what happens. This is... Maybe I'll re-download it. Because this shit just ain't working. Sorry, I'm not the most engaging person here. We got a few people in the other chat. We got. Why am I not seeing all these chats? Oh, there it is. Getting my show ready for the Red Apple Showdown. Alright, I'm downloading it again. The Boston accent. Man, my arm hurts when I do that. I'm gonna just close this damn thing out. Open dashboard. Nope, not. Why is it not working? Let me try again. It was like logged in, but not logged in? And then it didn't work again. Maybe try to do it, reinstall it, I guess. What's chat saying? Sorry, I'm not being the best streamer right now. I got the same ad? Oh, I thought I turned off ads. I'm sorry. I suck, apparently. Let me just... Why is that opening? Okay. And it didn't work again. Wow. What a pain. Whatever. I'll just do it the hard way. Alright, well. Just doesn't want to work for me. Doesn't want to work. It's still open. I'm trying one more thing. Sorry. Oh no. I screwed it up. My one chance. Sure. Let me hear that scary story. All fireworks are illegal in the state of California. That's not nice. Don't don't do that. That would be that'd be a sad year. What would we do? Redbeard's website be popping. That's what would happen. Mm-mm-mm. All right. Anyways, we're supposed to start working on the Bible, but apparently it just doesn't. Nothing wants to work, so that's fine. That's fine. I'll just get angry. Let me get some water, and then we'll do some stuff. Be right back. Like a video or something. All right, all right. All right. I'm back. I'm back. fireworks become illegal in California, you're out. Yeah, that would not be some something I would be happy about at all. Sorry, one last distraction. Uh, all right. Ugh. Let's get in the mood to create the Bible. That's what it says in the Bible. Did you see the there's a little trolley. It's not legitimate. Um okay, purposely maybe I'm too much of into it. Hold on. All right, we're recording. We're going to be talking about the Bible and what we could do to improve it. The 2026 Bible. So Raider, I know you read it a little bit. I purposely am doing some. I guess it's more of the Barbara Streisand effect. The basically where it says world class is a rewrap of Evil Priest is a rewrap of Redbeard, and to buy the original. Um, what else? And then I say some other random one, and then plug Bad Jacks. I like to I guess what my goal with the Bible is like for good stand owners and good places that I buy fireworks. I would love to show support in there for it because who knows where this will go. My goal ultimately is to eventually have it be sent, or I'm gonna give it to TNT, and I would love for Phantom to see it and everything else. So what I did reword it. I know in the version you probably read, I was very anti, like I've never been paid, as in wearing a TNT shirt and having a TNT cup. These were just swags, okay? Um, but at least TNT is showing effort, and I want to be clear. Just because of TNT has so much branding on me, and there's so many videos and stuff on TNT, in the Bible it does rate them the highest. And I want to be clear that that isn't because of bias. It's because Phantom is meh. And a big redeeming quality to TNT is having freedom. So I think if Freedom didn't have Masters, Sparks, and some of the other stuff, I mean, Tiny Titan was good, but um, I don't know. I I feel like if TNT didn't have Freedom under their like a sister, basically they own it. It's the same company. If they didn't have that, I don't think we'd be as happy as we would be. I don't know if we'd be happier saying the other way around, where DFS was still independent. I feel like a lot of the Showtime stuff wasn't that good, anyways. And then this is obviously a replay of the stream, but I think it was Michael was asking me about Red Apple coming to California. And if you think about it, that sounds great, but I was talking about a bunch of things with Red Apple, but I think the biggest thing is like I don't know the cost benefit analysis they have on it. Because their biggest thing is like I'm assuming that their niche is aerial cakes, all that stuff, and they're not gonna want to basically like my dog. What are you doing? You're knocking my tripod around. They don't want to compromise their storage space at their warehouses with a bunch of fountains because like would it be really? I think it'd be cool if they just did one stand in California and SoCal, just Red Apple, safe and sane stuff. But you got to remember, things got to be approved by the fire marshal. They have to be stored there. You have to have volunteers, people work in the booth. They have to have payment systems, oh, a bunch of stuff that has to go into this Red Apple going to Red Apple going to California. I'm saying Phantom because I'm circling back on Phantom. Um, Circling back more on the guide in general because I had some verbiage change in this new one. Basically, I'm trying to be more open to like a firework retailer, whether it's Phantom, whether it's TNT, whether it's Jake's Fireworks, whether it's Red Apple, whether it's any other brand, whether it's Redbeard's Fireworks, those big company brands. If they're willing to talk to me, and like TNT is, they're at least willing to talk to me, and still keep my voice independent. I'm open to that. Um, uh, I'm laughing at Andrew's comment. So sidebar off the Bible is grown man ranting about fireworks with an anime type background. Now that's my cup of tea. You're welcome. I don't know if that's being sarcastic or not, but Pyrocat's actually here. He's just on the ground. I don't know why he doesn't want to be on my app. I actually prefer him to be just in the area, like he is in the video here. But anyways, back on the Bible. So we'll focus up and pay attention to what I'm going to be talking about again. Back on the Bible stuff. Basically, what I want is for the reader to basically not feel that I don't know if chauvinistic is the correct word, or cavalier, or stubborn, that I'm never going to accept some type of sponsorship, not say sponsorship, but like take on a role to help them make their brand better, if that makes sense. Like, just because you're a firework brand and I say talk crap about you, Phantom, doesn't mean that I wouldn't open you in open arms to have a conversation. Does that make sense? Because Phantom definitely gets the short end of the stick in the Bible. So I basically I have like my introduction, and then I'll probably have another section about specifically working with me or something, just to clear that, because I didn't want it to seem so, I don't know. It came off kind of rude, like, but maybe that's just me. And yes, back on the Red Apple coming to California, they would also have to do the fire marshal inspection for their certain fireworks, which is a huge thing. They're probably going to have to reinspect a lot of their safe and sane stuff if it's like new and hasn't been in California, unless it's a rewrap. I don't think they have too many rewraps of TNT and Phantom stuff. I think they actually have some decent fountains. And would those pass the fire marshal thing? The fire marshal law, what is it, 10 by 10? I don't know. I would have to go on the internet and Google and web search through the exact fire marshal specifics for safe and sane California fireworks. I think it is 10 by 10, but I could be corrected. There's very limiting factors that you can do when you come to California, which is very hard to do when a lot of these fountains are mass produced in China, Vietnam, wherever. Like, it might be like, you might tell them like, hey, don't go over 10 by 10, but then when they're made like 100 at a time, and one might just accidentally pour a little bit too much, and that one you get is the one that you end up taking to the fire marshal, then it overperforms, and then that one doesn't get passed. I think they do multiple tests to kind of prevent that. If I remember correctly, I think there's multiple tests that are done on each firework. They don't just light one. I think they light a couple. I'm hoping up to 3. That would make sense. If you're not doing that, fire marshal, you probably should. So I don't feel like it's fair to just light one and then gauge it on that. There should be a kind of a batch test to it, because I'm sure certain fireworks overperform or underperform. Like, I've had fountains in the assortments that I did at boxings that shot, I don't know, almost 20 feet, 30 feet high, like mine level status. And that's obviously, if you were to light that one just by itself, it wouldn't be, by any means, it wouldn't be safe and sane. So the biggest, I guess, restriction that I think a lot of retailers are going through, which I would love to help, I don't know, preach about safety, whatever I need to. That's another thing that's also in the Bible, is about safety, because I'm never going to tell somebody that they should do things. I'm always going to go the most safest route. And obviously we want to be safe because we're in a tinderbox like California. We don't want any more eyes on fireworks. I was actually happy last year. I don't think we had any crazy firework fires, but then we had the freaking firework warehouse that blew up. So we just can't win as pyros in California. We just can't have a year where we don't have any firework related news for some reason. Because I think the biggest thing is, if we have the ability to have fireworks even on New Year's, have safe and sane stands open on New Year's. That's such a perfect time, I feel like, for the psychology of marketing and the psychology of cultures and how we are. Like Christmas time, New Year's, everybody's giving, everybody's um, wanting to spend money. Like everybody wants to celebrate, everybody's with their family, everybody's off. Like this is a very extended period of time, more so than probably summer, that people are off of work, because most of the time people are spending the money, work a job. And not everybody's off on 4th of July. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But if they are, it's just that day. Like Christmas is, for some people, it's a day thing. It's a week thing. You get, Christmas and New Year's. So you start sale at Christmas and New Year's, and you take advantage of like Christmas themed fireworks, New Year's fireworks. I don't know. Like, is it the religion? Like Christmas, is it too religious-y? Can you just do Santa and reindeer? Like, I don't know. I feel like having that stuff on top of the New Year's, like countdown fountains, and like, it doesn't even have to be as big of I think they did it in the year 2000 for the millennium, but I think that'd be a good idea. That's in my opinion. Pushing for more seasonal items, I guess, but that's all up to the state law. That's the problem. Is fireworks are only able to be sold from June 28th to July 6th, and that's it. So what we should do is we need to change that. Because in reality, when's a better time to light fireworks anyways? It's going to be in the colder winter months. We're not increasing fires at all, in my opinion, if we're literally having fireworks being able to be sold during that Christmas time. And not only that, people may argue, well, what about the weather? It's going to be rainy. You know how many places all over the 50 states that allow all types of fireworks rain all the time? Do you think they care about a little bit of rain? No. So I don't want to hear the argument about, oh, it might rain during those months. Fireworks don't go bad. And the law doesn't make much sense, because we allow the purchase and possession, I believe it is, of safe and sane fireworks from that time. But like, what am I supposed to do? And I can't only light them during this time. So what am I supposed to do with these explosives, per se, consumer grade fireworks? What am I supposed to do with them year round? Like, I can't light them on New Year's Eve if I save some? That's technically, per the law, you would get mad at me for saving safe and sane fireworks and lighting them in an appropriate way with my family, as opposed to my neighbors shooting a gun in the air or lighting off 50 Excalibur shells that are all quick fused, right? Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. And that's just law. That's just politics. There's some things that don't make sense. And I feel like that needs to change. Like, not so much like we need to just expand the time that it can be lit and purchased. Maybe just change it to a period from July, stop at 6, or like maybe just start June 28th all the way through the next year. I don't know, because then you could get, I don't know, there really isn't that much other holidays. I feel like you're missing out on some. You get October in there, If you do that, you could do fireworks in October if we do that time frame. But I think the easiest way to fix it is just allow the purchase, sale, and the ability to have people light safe and sane fireworks starting from December 20th through January 1st at I don't know, noon, lunchtime. So it allows other people to do, um, or maybe 2 days after, so January 2nd, like they do after the 4th of July. So it's 2 days after. So, sorry, I was yelling at my dog. Some, I want some bread. I had way too much chili. I made a lot of chili. Anyways, back on the firework Bible stuff. We'll focus back up. Um, we're talking about changing the ability for sales of, and like, can we just change it first? Like, just change that I can legally light fireworks that I saved from 4th of July to New Year's Eve and see what happens. Like, nobody's gonna complain. Like, is it because it's late? People are gonna light them at midnight? I'd rather have all my neighbors lighting a bunch of Piccolo Pete's than Joe Schmo, Chingus Dangus, shooting his Glock in the air sideways like this any day of the week, or lighting up their salute rockets that they bought from God knows who. Like, um, like I just don't understand. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like, the reason why we have such a problem with the illegal fireworks in California is bar none the price. The barrier of entry for fireworks is too high, and I explain that in my Bible. Is if you go to TNT and you're uneducated, you will get ripped off and you will feel terrible. But TNT, if you're educated, is the best. Phantom, you're like, even if you're educated, it's hard to just go to Phantom and buy good stuff. Like, I have shot every type of firework known to man. You name it. Been to shows, helped with shows, participate, done it. Like, I don't want to hear this, oh, you only do fountains, what do you know? I know a lot. I mean, maybe I come off as a bit arrogant, I'm sorry, but we need to do something about this pricing situation. Because when illegal fireworks that are sold through some dude's trunk off marketplace is cheaper than buying it from your stand, that's why it's going to happen. It's the same reason, like, it's just an epidemic. People like fireworks. I don't know what to tell you. People are going to do it. So if fountains and everything were cheaper and more accessible, I feel like maybe people would be more inclined to do that. And my fear is, with technology advancing, we have cameras everywhere. Eventually, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you've been in your neighborhood and you notice there's a lot more pan tilt cameras and a bunch of other cameras. I'm not saying we're getting into a police state. I'm very pro police, but my issue is there's going to be a more of a push to punish people doing illegal fireworks, which is fine, but there's going to be too much focus on that and not any focus on the other aspect, which is we need to address the main core of the issue. The reason why so many people are shooting illegal fireworks is because assortments and everything at the stands is ridiculous. That's the issue. I mean, that was my thing growing up. That's what my dad taught me, that the we buy the safe and sane stuff because we want to support the nonprofit, local charities, the churches, my football team, whatever stand was doing whatever. We'll buy that, and then we'll go to Nevada, and then we'll buy the good stuff. And that's, I think, majority of California fireworks. They do a mix of both. And I, for one, don't do a mix of both. I go to Nevada and stay there, and it's just more entertaining for me. Because let me add a little caveat on what you should really think about when doing illegal fireworks in California. Is you may feel excited lighting your one canister shell and seeing it go up and looking all around and nervous, seeing if there's cops, seeing if people are calling the cops. That might be exciting. You might live in a neighborhood where everybody does it, so it feels okay. But the problem is people get more and more reckless, because when that becomes the norm that everybody does illegal fireworks, people get a little stupid. And people get to see videos online of salute rockets. Rockets are the worst. I love rockets. They're good to do, like where I go to Nevada, on a reservation with a lake where it has somewhere to shoot off to and not at somebody's house. Like, I'm sure you've seen these fail videos online of people riding salute rockets or whatever, and they literally fly into people's houses. They just go up and straight down and pretty much explode like a bomb. And because these are homemade third party bootleg fireworks that somebody made, just like drugs. They're like made in somebody's bathtub. Like, they're not quality, they're not consumer grade, they're not going through those checks. And so that's just the caveat on rockets, right? But I can tell you, there's no greater feeling than being able just to drive a couple hours, paying the $10 Weber Reservoir fee, being able to go to Bad Jack's Fireworks and shop all around there. And before you go, you do all your research and pick out this elaborate show and fuse it all up, and you are able to actually put on a show like they do in all the other 50 states. It's way more rewarding to do that, because now you're able to take your time, enjoy things, watch them explode, fuse up that rack of 50 canister shells, and save it for like a finale, and not have to rush or put one thing out and run away. Like, it's not appealing to me. I've never been this type of person that thinks doing illegal fireworks just because your whole neighborhood does it is a good idea, because once your neighborhood all does it, you're gonna have the po coming through, right? And the fines are up to $2,000 now, and a lot of people, if you're watching my video or maybe are reading the Bible or whatever you're doing to increase your knowledge, you probably don't have $2,000 to blow. Is it worth the risk when you can have so many alternatives to not do it? I, for one, enjoy trying my best to do the same logic of going to Nevada and building the best show that I can and applying that to fountains, because you just have to understand the effects of the fountains. You have to understand how long they last, how you can elevate them on ladders, glue them together, fuse them together, make giant boards, a la Redbeard Firework Showcase, his old Safe and Sane stuff. Like, sync it to music. You can really get into this. And I would love to see that. Also, you add that with Christmas stuff. Oh, New Year's stuff. The amount of product that's going to be moving. And it's a 6-month difference. Like, I'm seeing dollar signs for these nonprofit companies, or nonprofit stands and companies. But I understand that the biggest issue is the law. The law in California is what's causing this. And it's because Karens are the reason. And Karens believe all fireworks are bad because their little dog, their little chihuahua, is scared of this canister shells and the salute rockets. That's what their dog is scared of, not of my Piccolo Pete and Firecrackle and Crackle Balls. They're not. They probably can barely hear it. Maybe they hear the Piccolo Petes, but I guarantee you that dog isn't going to be as scared of the 3-second whistle than a loud concussive salute. And that's another thing. Obviously, salutes are also not consumer grade, and everybody wants salutes. Everybody wants salute rockets and salutes because they're loud and they sound really good in neighborhoods. But I will tell you, the echoes at the Weber Reservoir in Schurz, Nevada, those echoes are the best. Like, screw your neighborhood. Sounds like legitimate thunder. It's by far the best experience. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox about the illegal stuff, but you can have a really good Safe and sane show if you do the research. And not everybody has the time for that. Some people want to, they know Uncle Bob that went to Nevada and he's got some garbage assortment style cakes. And that's the other thing. One more thing before I hop off my soapbox of all that is let me turn my music down. Is most of the time people that do this illegal fireworks stuff, they're lighting garbage. Like they're lighting stuff that's from assortments. Like this, the quality of cakes and Saturn missiles they get is not very good at all. So it's just funny to me that people end up getting like a $2,000 fine for a color pearl, like 96 color pearl. It's just like those things are like a couple bucks. Like let's be real. Like I know it's kind of I know I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I'm being kind of an elitist now. Like, oh, you're lighting that, but you could be getting better quality aerial fireworks. But I just said not to. Ha ha ha. Well, I'm not. I'm basically still saying not to do it. All right, now that we covered that, all right. Well, now that we covered that part of the Bible, it pretty much was just. It pretty much is. Here, let me go to Grok real quick. We'll ask AI some questions real quick. All right, so we're gonna do a web search. All right. All right. We're gonna still work on the Bible. We're gonna use AI now. We're gonna tell it to do a web search and a deep search for everything you can find about firework laws in California. After you do that, I want you to think hard and tell me what needs to be changed to allow the sale of safe and sane fireworks for New Year's Eve and how we can do it. Explain how I can help push for change in firework laws. So we're going to ask AI that. And then we're going to go into how we can actually change it. So a Moapa meetup would be pretty cool. Um, I was supposed to. There's that red beard polar bear. What's his name is also going. There's few people going to this firework show that they're designing with Red Apple. Where'd my water go? AI's really thinking hard here. All right, we're going to listen to this. If I can. All right, we're working on the Bible. We're going to listen to this by AI. I prompted it to do a web search and a deep search for everything you can find about firework laws in California. Then I told the AI, after you do that, think hard and tell me what needs to be changed to allow the sale of safe and sane fireworks for New Year's Eve and how we can do it. Explain how I can help push for change in firework laws. And this is what they said.
California fireworks laws are a mix of strict statewide rules rooted in the 1938 Fireworks Law under Health and Safety Code Division 11, Part 2, and highly variable local ordinances. The Office of the State Fire Marshal, OSFM, part of CAL FIRE, is the sole authority for classifying fireworks. Key statewide rules: only safe and sane fireworks, also called 1.4G consumer fireworks, can be legal for general public sale and use. These are strictly defined ground-based items that do not fly, explode, or move uncontrollably. Fountains, sparklers, smoke balls, snakes, pinwheels, ground spinners, most novelties, and some crackling items. They must meet OSFM testing criteria, e.g. sparks elastic 10 feet, fuse burn 3 to 6 seconds, flames elastic 8 inches, and bear the official State of California State Fire Marshal registered fireworks seal on packaging. All other fireworks are dangerous and banned statewide, no exceptions for consumers. Bottle rockets, Roman candles, aerial shells, firecrackers, M80s, skyrockets, anything that leaves the ground or explodes. Possession, sale, transport, or use is illegal everywhere without special professional permits for licensed public displays only. Zero tolerance enforcement applies, with seizures often in the hundreds of thousands of pounds annually. Retail sale of safe and sane fireworks is strictly limited to a narrow annual window, generally noon on June 28th through noon on July 6th. Exact dates can vary slightly by source in June 28th. Licenses expire at the end of the period. Applications are due by mid-June, and only licensed retailers, often nonprofits like churches or youth groups running temporary booths, can sell them. It is unlawful to sell safe and sane items outside this window. HSC H2599, 2672. Local control is decisive. Cities, counties, and special districts can, and often do, ban even safe and sane fireworks entirely or add restrictions: hours, locations, no use zones near parks, hospitals, dry vegetation. They cannot extend the state sale period. Roughly 300 communities, updated lists as of May 2025, opt in for the July 4th period, mostly in the Central Valley, e.g., much of Fresno, Sacramento, Stanislaus, San Joaquin counties, some rural Northern California areas, and scattered Southern California spots, parts of LA County cities like Compton or Downey, Orange County cities like Anaheim or Orange, San Bernardino cities like Rialto. Major urban, fire-prone areas ban them: Los Angeles City County, unincorporated; San Diego, San Francisco Bay Area, most cities, Marin County, etc. Age and safety rules: generally cannot sell to minors, often under 16 or 18 depending on local rules. Parents are liable for damages and injuries caused by children. Use must follow local ordinances, e.g., 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. or similar in permissive areas. Never near flammables, and always with water hose ready. Penalties: significant. Fines up to $50,000 plus. Possible jail time for illegal fireworks. Increasing locally, e.g., Sacramento County proposals for $1,000 per firework or per violation. Higher near parks, schools. New Year's Eve specifics. No legal sale period exists for New Year. The state retail window is July only, so even safe and sane fireworks cannot be sold around December 26, January 4th, or any other time. Use or possession is illegal or heavily restricted in most jurisdictions year-round, including New Year. Fire and police departments issue annual reminders. Professional public displays, permitted, licensed operators only, are the only legal option in many places. In practice, illegal fireworks surge on 1980, aerial explosive types smuggled from neighboring states or online, leading to fires, injuries, noise complaints, and enforcement actions. Some cities, e.g., Oroville, have tightened 19 rules with high per item fines. Recent context and reforms: 2025-2026. The July 1st, 2025 Esparto explosion, 7 deaths at a fireworks storage facility, triggered a major public safety fireworks enforcement task force. Its March 2026 report issued 37 recommendations focused on tightening oversight, not expansion. Better licensing, background checks, storage logs, retesting safe and sane products, joint inspections with ATF, local agencies, increased penalties, including felonies for some illegal sales, possession, training, disposal funding, and public outreach against illegal fireworks. Related legislation like SB 828, moving through the legislature, addresses licensing disqualifiers, local permits, and storage. The political climate post-Esparto emphasizes enforcement and safety gaps over broadening access. Local examples of change: Inglewood Measure I, on the June 2, 2026 ballot, is an initiative to repeal the city's ban and permit regulated safe and sane sale use with rules penalties. A similar 2008 measure failed. Some cities, e.g., Long Beach feasibility study in late 2025, are assessing options. What needs to change to allow safe and sane sales for New Year's Eve? The core barrier is statutory. HSC provisions lock sales to the July window, allowing regulated new IE sales while keeping strict safe and sane standards requires targeted amendments paired with strong safeguards. Here's a realistic path. 1. Amend the Health and Safety Code, primary change. 2. Modify or add to SEPTI 12599 and SEPTI 12672 to create a second limited retail period, e.g., December 26, January 4th, or a narrower new IE-focused window, like Dec 30, Jan 22. 3. Or authorize the OSFM to approve additional holiday periods via regulation, subject to safety reviews. 4. Keep or strengthen the definition of safe and sane and licensing requirements. Tie any expansion to task force ideas like mandatory retesting, enhanced labeling, tracking, and storage roles for temporary stands. Enhance regulations and oversight. Align with 2026 task force. Require OSFM reapproval or specific testing for any Night E season items. Mandate seller permits training, insurance, nonprofit only or vetted booths, as in July, age 18 plus sales, and strict time place rules, e.g., 9 a.m. to midnight new IE only, away from high risk zones. Update the model local ordinance. Require vegetation clearance, on site water, and no burn advisories. Fund enforcement education via a small percentage of sales revenue, modeled on AB 1403 for July sales. Local opt-in remains essential. Even with state changes, permissive communities must update ordinances. Start with pilots in low wildfire risk or currently permissive areas, Central Valley, certain rural counties. Non-permissive cities stay banned. High-risk areas, much of Southern California, Bay Area, mountains, would likely remain restricted due to fire danger. Complementary measures: data tracking, pre-post incident stats on fires, injuries, illegal versus regulated. Public education, emphasize that regulated, safe, and sane displaces dangerous black market aerial explosives, a key argument from industry and nonprofits. Interstate cooperation, e.g., with Nevada, to curb illegal imports. Feasibility and trade offs. This is not simple or guaranteed. Post Esparto focus is on tightening storage explosions.
All right, I'm not gonna bore us with any more of that. That was a long explanation on um, how I can do that, basically, which doesn't give me much of anything. Let me see here. Nope. What is chat saying? AI, everything. It took me 5 years to find. Dude, please turn off ads and don't like fireworks. Like, how does the Esparto explosion have to do with the stupid people doing dumb things to get more strict? I don't know. I don't know why you're getting ads. Um, AI is crazy. Uh, I'm sorry if you're getting ads, but let's see. Well, you didn't miss much because most of it was just me messing with settings. So, but picture this: it's December 31st, 2026. You're in California. The clock hits midnight, and instead of safe, legal sparks lighting up your backyard, your neighborhood sounds like a war zone. Illegal aerial fireworks are exploding everywhere, starting fires, scaring pets, and sending people to the ER. Does that sound familiar to you? Sounds like my hood, if you know what I mean. But what if I told you there's a better way? Huh? Politicians, listen to me. A tested, sealed, ground-based option that already works for hundreds of thousands of Californians every July 4th. You know what I'm talking about? Our safe and sane fireworks. Today we're breaking down why exactly that's a broken system that we can't have safe and sane legal fireworks around New Year's Eve, and exactly how it can be changed. So most families, if not all, should celebrate safety and safely every year. So, I mean, think about it. Now you're just going to be generating so much more money, politicians. You guys love money, right? I'm not trying to come off as snide, but just listen up. The problem. First, the facts straight from the California's Office of State Fire Marshal Health and Safety Code. Right now, the only fireworks that carry the official safe and sane seal can ever be sold to regular people. The problem is they can only buy those at a certain time of year, which is June 28th to July 6th. We need to change that. I understand there's a lot of. You have to understand, if you don't know what a safe and sane fireworks is, it's a ground-based fountain. It's called a fountain because it shoots out sparks like a water fountain. Um, I've seen um, people doing construction on site of buildings produce more sparks than some of these things. So these safe and sane fireworks, they're just the little ones. Sometimes the loudest they'll do is some crackle and little tiny scream, but they have strict standards. Okay, um, We need to change the June 28th and July 6th. Just bar none. Fix it. Um, what else do I got to say? A lot of things. The state law sucks. We need an amendment that just basically allows for an extended period. Um, we need a bill in California legislators to expand the retail sales period. It's not impossible. It's similar tweaks have happened before. We have to frame it as a smarter regulation and better enforcement, not more fireworks. Tie it to the 2026 Fireworks Task Force recommendations for oversight. Local momentum. Inglewood, California, they have a measure on June 26th ballot to bring back safe and sane. So, Inglewood, if you live in Inglewood, make sure you're doing what you need to do to speak to your local representative to bring back the safe and sane fireworks. And then it says for you guys to comment on the video or live chat what city or county you live in and contact your assembly member and state governor or state senator today. Go to leginfo, leginfo.legislature.ca.gov. Type your address and send this quick mission. I'll put the template in the description. And all you would have to do is, I support adding New Year's Eve sales window for State Farm. We should do this. We should do this. We should just spam everybody with this. Share the video. Push your local city council for supporting the change. And yeah, sorry, I asked AI to write me a script of how to argue that, which it's not really my style. I don't like reading scripts. I'm not good at it. What were we talking about? Let's see. Let's get to work. Let's do what the AI said. Do you remember when they sold fireworks? I do. I was very young. I was 10 years old, but I remember it. 9 or 10. I remember I had the countdown phone. Wow, that's pretty cool. So maybe when we get closer, I'll actually have to create a game plan. But maybe I should put this in the Bible. So maybe I will add a little area in the Bible about basically going and contacting your assembly member and state senator, and basically having like a little quibbit about, I support adding a New Year's Eve sales window for state fire marshal approved safe and sane fireworks. It's time for regulated, safe options that reduce illegal, dangerous fireworks. Please sponsor or co-sponsor in legislation 2026. Obviously, we might need to expand that, but I feel like if I put it in the Bible and I make a video on it, and we just get a bunch of people reaching out, because think about it, like, wouldn't it be cool to have fireworks during New Year's? Wouldn't it? At least just a little bit like that, you know? Doesn't have to be a giant stand, but like I don't get the argument. It's a better time of year for it to prevent fires anyways. But I think I'll probably spend some more time on the ultimate goal. So I know I was talking about, some of you guys just joined, and to update y'all's memory on what I've been talking about. I've been talking about how I've been working on the 2026 Bible for the YouTube channel. Some people in here, I think Raider and Fireworks Dude, already have a copy of it. So this is kind of talking to them because I'm changing it a little bit. Not all. It's just like the opener where I pretty much was saying that I'm not gonna ever be sponsored or whatever. I'm gonna make the Bible more transparent for the the companies and for maybe even state legislators. Now, I was first gonna like be more open minded and not so cavalier about being I'm never sponsored and I'm gonna tell you when a firework sucks, which I'm still gonna do. Don't get me wrong, but what I want to do is maybe add. I definitely wanted to add, or am going to add, an area for firework manufacturers and retailers um, about proper business sales and etiquette, which we'll talk about after we do this. So it'll be like going over BOGOs and illusions of sales and stuff. We'll go over that, um, and then maybe an area just about for politicians and explaining my thought process on illegal fireworks for safe and sane, which we kind of already went over. But for those of you that weren't here, I'm sure most of you guys can agree with me. Um, if it all, the main issue with fireworks is safe and sane fireworks are too expensive. So people tend to go out of state to buy the cooler, cheaper stuff that's better. So, therefore, there needs to be something that changes that allows less regulations, whether it's less insurance, EPA, whatever regulations to reduce the overhead of cost for safe and sane fireworks, that needs to be lower. The problem is once we have the states doing all this stuff to make it cheaper for TNT, Phantom, you name it, they can't have the corporate greed to just keep prices the same. It's kind of like the whole tariff debacle, how the tariffs were the cause of all those fireworks last year when most of that stuff was already in the year before the tariffs were even in place. It's like the same thing with the gas. Like gas is crazy right now because argument I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but argument can be made that we're selling too much of it to other companies or the Strait of Hormuz, whatever argument you want to do. California just pays more for our gas in general because of the special blend. It's one of those other regulations we have on top that's not really necessary that I don't agree with. I'm going to step away from the political arena and try to stay in my lane, which is fireworks, which is the problem is, and Pyrocrat agrees, that it is too expensive for firework retailers like TNT and Phantom to be at a good mass scale with all the regulations and insurance and storage and just everything. There's a lot of regulations, whether it's what a firework can have, how it can be stored, how it can be transported, what it can be exported, all the shenanigans. There's a lot on that end, on the government end. The problem is if those get fixed, reduced, or whatever, we need TNT, Phantom, everybody to also bring prices down. Because I guarantee you, if we just, I know we could, if we took a flyer from like the year 2000 and looked at those prices and we had all of those prices, we'd probably still make a profit. And the amount of sale, probably would sell out of everything. Like, everything was so much cheaper back then. Um, Come on, cat. So, I in the Bible I talk about the 2026 Bible. I talk about sparklers are a good indication of where the inflation of where the market is going with sparklers. Basically, if sparklers are high, everything else is going to be high because most families, when they go to a stand, are going to buy an assortment and sparklers or fountains and sparklers. Everybody's going to buy sparklers for their kids or for other people. That's just how it is. And when you see those things at $20 like they were last year, that's ridiculous. That's too expensive. And then you do introduce um, these new sparklers that are great, like the fairy wands, ninja sticks, whatever you want to call them. They're great, but you only get four, and they probably should be half the price they are. But like those are a step in the right direction. But that's only because the sparklers, like Morning Glories, they're like this small now and watered down. Obviously, there's an argument to be made that there's different manufacturers, cost, whatever. Yeah, there's that argument. It's all about cost. The root, the money, follow the money and we'll find the issue, right? The issue why fireworks are expensive is because of government regulations and corporate greed by the big companies like TNT, Phantom, whatever, like Jake's and Red Apple. Like, I hate to say it, Maybe I'm putting words in their mouth, but the reason they're not in California is because of corporate greed, because they don't want to do the investment. It's going to cost so much money for these companies to get a foothold in here, to even remotely stay at all competitive, in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know if you guys agree with me, but I feel like I'm speaking on good authority that this is probably true. Because if fireworks were cheaper, safe and sane fireworks specifically, if safe and sane fireworks were cheaper, if I could go to a stand and say the Big Bang was back to $500 even, and say the opening show was $40 again, $49.99, BOGO, you name it. Say if the prices were like what they were 20 years ago, which, if you think about it, the only thing that went up is inflation and quote unquote tariffs. So prices really shouldn't be increasing that much, but they still do. Fireworks don't cost that much to make, in theory, in China and wherever else they make them. It's the imports and the regulations and the transportation and the storage. All that is what makes it expensive. Like, that's just bar none what it is. Um, and it's annoying that there's way too many regulations because we have too many Karens that think all fireworks are bad. And there needs to be a better, on the, whether it's the corporate side, probably this is more probably what Phantom and TNT needs to do. They need to really focus on, like, hey, our stuff is safe. Our stuff isn't the one causing like that giant factory explosion. That was an illegal setup. That wasn't fountains that caused that. All the fires that start, that's not from, an opening show. That's not from that. It's not from a piccolo Pete. It's not from a ground bloom flower that lasts for 2 seconds. We need to be more transparent and be like, hey, these are the stuff that we're selling. Like, you guys, not the stuff that's making your little chihuahua bark. Because the argument that, oh, it scares pets, it scares people with PTSD. Yes, if they're illegal fireworks, like the big salutes and salute rockets and all that stuff. Yeah, you know who's getting scared by that is the people that are not supposed to be doing it in the first place. Whatever, I get it. I'm the type of guy that I don't mind it, but my fear is the uneducated, unsafe people doing illegal fireworks are what gives all fireworks a bad name. It's like saying, all cops are bad because one cop makes a mistake. It's like saying all Catholic priests are child. Uh, I don't want to say the word on YouTube, but child stuff. It doesn't mean make all Catholic priests bad. Um, and it's the same thing with fireworks. Just because there's a lot of pyros that may have started out crazy and did some stupid stuff, we shouldn't just assume all fireworks are bad. It's a very faulty logic to go through. It doesn't work with anything. It shouldn't work with fireworks. Just because people are starting fires with fireworks does not make it Safe and Sane's fault. It comes down to people being safe with all fireworks. And a base level of safety should be taught across the board. And that's where the disconnect is. We're basically saying illegal fireworks bad, but safe and sane fireworks also bad and cost way too much, and they suck, and they're watered down, and they're overpriced. Nobody in their right mind is going to deal with the thing that's terrible and rips you off and robs you, when the other one you get cheaper and it's a lot cooler, and you have a little bit of a risk. Like, I hate to tell you, but some people rather take the $2,000 fine than spending $2,000 at the dang fireworks stand, because that's really easy to do. I'll tell you what, from my side of things, I can guarantee you that there's several people that have purchased the 2026 version of the Bible, or whatever I'm going to call it. I don't know, it's kind of blasphemous calling it a Bible, but whatever. A lot of people that have been around my YouTube channel, have watched my videos, or maybe are new, spend $2,000 at a stand. Whether it's not in one day, it's over the period of them being open. Spending $2,000 on fireworks, even safe and sane, is easy. And some people might just be willing to take that risk if they cross state lines and commit all these infractions and misdemeanors and stuff to bring it back, which I don't recommend anybody do. Some people are willing. People need to think that the risk is greater than the reward, because safe and sane fireworks have gone so far the other way. It's all screwed up. So we need to really think about what we're doing with safe and sane. And That's why I really want to flesh out this giant document, basically, of everything that I've been working on for a year, of my entire brain thrown out on paper, so I can give this to, somebody at TNT or Phantom, or I can give it to somebody that works in government. I want to explain it in a way for anybody that can understand. They can see what's good, what's bad. They can see what's a ripoff. They can see that, well, why are assortments that way? Like, if you're an uneducated person and you've been buying fireworks and you wonder why people have better stuff or whatever, you're just interested in buying good stuff this year. And then you're reading this guide I have, and you're like, well, I've been buying assortments my whole life. And then you come to find, oh wow, look, he's right. And then that means that person then asks, so what if that becomes a politician or a city councilman or something, and then they're like, hey, this isn't cool, and then they start speaking on our firework behalf. It's a snowball effect. So obviously that's my goal with this, and the only way to do that is become bigger, to be more boisterous, to speak about it as much as I can, really. And for you guys to help spread the gospel, spread the Bible. Maybe we will call it the Bible because it's the firework gospel, right? It's preaching about, hey, we're in a safe and sane state and we're cool with it. I will gladly accept the bonds of it because I understand that we do safe and sane because we live in a very dry state. I will accept it. It's not safe. All right, I get it. We shouldn't do illegal fireworks. I will be your champion. I'll be your white knight for safe and sane fireworks. I'll do it any day because I can argue that fact. I think nobody's going to disagree with me, other than maybe PyroCat, um, that we can agree that lighting salute rockets and um, cakes that aren't stabilized correctly, because 200-gram cakes constantly flip over. The little tiny assortment cakes that we get out of state, those we shouldn't be lighting in California. There's too much dry stuff. People don't pay for better roofs. There's way too many dry bushes. There's way too many chances for accidents to happen. I think we can all agree that that's the truth. And that's the reality of the matter. We can want to blow up salutes and think we're cooler than everybody else all day long in California. And don't get me wrong, there's probably some areas that are better than others for lighting fireworks. And there is. And that's why some cities and states, I don't think there's some cities and states and counties and whatever that they ban all the sale of all fireworks because of that. Some are just too dry, some are too wet, and they allow them all the time. Um, so that's something we have to keep in mind. We have to accept the fact that aerial fireworks are probably never coming to um, California. We're going to have to accept that because it's fair, right? But we need to maybe make some exceptions to the rule. Maybe the current safe and sane regulations are too restrictive. Maybe we need to lower them a little bit. Maybe we actually need to have another fire marshal to actually realistically look at some of this stuff and figure it out. And I don't know if PyroCat is being annoying and meowing too much, but I apologize. Um, like, I think the restrictions on the 10 by 10 or whatever rule it is just too much. It limits the creative minds of the people designing fireworks. Um, we really need to think about it if we can. But I need y'all's help. I need y'all to spread the gospel. I'm not asking for you to buy the Bible or whatever when it comes out. Um, I'm gonna do a separate video later when it gets more to the crunch time, about fireworks and how we can change it. Um, but I don't know, like, how can you guys help, right? Were you gonna tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your brother? The only thing you could do is like, no, yeah, I know this guy on YouTube. He's a weirdo and he has a cat that's annoying and he talks about boring fountain fireworks. If you're interested in not breaking the law, you should watch them. It's kind of a weird pitch to do, right? Um, this is like one of those hobbies that I don't know. I'm not embarrassed by being a pyro. It's just one of those things that's like it's not traditional. It's not like saying I collect stamps, right? It's different, you know. And I think maybe maybe a way to fix it is maybe we should have like major hubs for TNT and Phantom that have Safe and Sane Fireworks open 365 and allow it to be like a giant warehouse. Like maybe we should add more safe. Maybe they need to allow more funding for warehouses for specifically fireworks that have all the proper fire extinguishing, anti-fire measures in place. Maybe that could help, but obviously that's probably going to cost a lot of money on the TNT and Phantom side. So you gotta you gotta think about it. Yeah, you could use those stores as hubs. Like maybe you have one in Sacramento, maybe you have one in SoCal, maybe you have one smack dab in the middle. I don't know, Fresno, something like that. Have three of them. I don't know. I don't know how that would work because then you would have maybe Phantom down south and TNT up north, and that would just further divide. Maybe that's not a good idea. So I'm just um, trying to figure it all out, if that makes sense. I don't know if there is a way. The only way for us to get anything better is for the laws to change. Because if we keep going at this same rate, we ain't we ain't gonna get nothing better. They're gonna keep using excuses like, "Oh, it's the tariffs. Oh, it's the regulations. Oh, it's the transport fees. Oh, it's the storage fees. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that." Until we change that, until we get more eyeballs on what the firework gospel is, I'm litten up because I'm getting close to my light. Until we get that, I don't know what we'll get. All right, I'm covered in hair. Thanks to PyroCat. I'm gonna go kick him out of here. I will be right back. Beast, what do you think of pyros who only like fireworks? But then what? Leave me with a cliffhanger. You know, Red Apple has their store in Nevada next to it, their warehouse to make them. You know, they don't actually make the fireworks in the warehouse, they just get stored there. Phantom has always had a lot of new stuff that has never come here for some reason. Don't know why. Very true. Very true, dude. All right. What should next be our next topic of discussion? Hello. Garbage truck says, How are stands placed? I don't know. Stash update? I do not want to do that right now. That's a headache that I'm not wanting. That is a mental block that I do not want to do. I think I actually lit a good amount of stuff last year, thankfully. I have every. I don't even want to look at it. I have all my retro stuff in the box up there though. And plus, you gotta remember, man, I'm injured. I can't lift things very well. I can't lift things. I don't want to. That's the big reason. Is there's a lot of boxes stacked on each other. I managed to get my assortments that I bought last year to do unboxings down, but that's about the best that I'll do. Beast react to King Pyro TNT fireworks. Pink ice has a laughing emoji on it. I am on light mail man duty. That is why I have spent a lot of time. Actually, I don't think I sent you my Bible, garbage trucks, for free. It's not done yet. It's like a rough draft. Well, it's not necessarily a rough draft. It's almost finished, but I made a lot more changes. Going to be adding some stuff. I need some people to read it because there was some things that needed clarification. Um, Man, I got so much hair from damn cat flown around. If you were expert on fireworks, get little but of TNT and Brothers and Red Apple. Huh? I don't know what that means, man. Uh, Let me try to log into this again now. See if it's working. Hey, it's working. Sure. Uh, uh, uh-oh. Confirm. Um, Message retracted. I need a copy of the Bible. Uh, I need a lint roller. Yeah, I do. Why did that hide his? Why did you lose? Why did that golden crown? Why did that get hidden? I don't know why that. Go to channel. Put no. How do I unhide that? Whatever. All right. Where is my Discord for garbage trucks? I don't even see that this last message. Hello. I see you. I'm just reading your. I didn't see about the envelope part. I just saw you with your setup. Well, this keep it. Oh, hold on. Let me find it. Download. All right. Keep in mind this isn't done, and I actually have a new version that I want to send to you, but it's not on this computer, so you get the old, outdated version. I'm sorry. There's a couple things that are already fixed, like the weighing, the weight of them. That one I explained better. I actually fixed Lakaka. I stopped calling it Lakaka in the guide. I felt like that was too much of an inside joke. Not everybody would get that one. And then I'm adding a lot more different verbiage about certain things. So there it is. Please don't sell it. Read it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm full of shit. And that'll be great. Magic Dragon. Puff the Magic Dragon. I tried Excalibur Platinum Shells. They're great. Which literally means, literally, I'm looking at. So I have auto translate on. So I'm looking at like the streamer setup where I can see like all the settings and whatever. And then I look over on my right, which is my other monitor, and it shows the chat. But I also can see the chat um, on my screen thing here. And I see that you said La Caca, laughing my ass off. And I look at the translated version, and it says poop. Just straight up poop. So, uh, go on an angry rant. All right, well, what am I going to rant about? Give me something to rant about. We need a topic. Give me a topic. Somebody think of an angry topic we can rant on. While I go get a blanket for my little dog that's cold. I need a topic. Let's see, what can we talk about? Not sure. Come on, Jack. Let's go lay down. I need a snack as well. What kind of snacks I got? I made chili yesterday. I know I was talking to you guys about that, but I don't know if my body can handle any more chili. What does this say? Rant about Stormrunner? That's a very short rant, but I could. I think that just comes down to two manufacturing plants. I think that's really what it was. Huh, I need a lint roller. Just lint roll myself real quick. Since who was that? Somebody in chat just recommended I lint roll. Do I have any snacks? No, no snacks. I mean, I do, but they're loud snacks like chips, and I don't think you guys want to hear me eat chips. Do I have? I guess I can drink a protein drink here. That might not be bad. Nice sparkling protein drink. I need protein for my widow arm. Still trying to think of a topic. I haven't read chat, so I don't know if anybody else gave me a good topic, but I'm really thinking the best. I mean, what needs to be? I don't know. People in the Bible that are read the Bible. What do you guys think? What needs to be polished in the biblioteca? I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm back though. Got my drink. Ugh. I want a Caleb with Beast. I remember the 90s well. 80s not so much. I don't even remember the 80s because I wasn't born yet. Maybe we can. All right. Do we add a nostalgia section to the Bible? Talk about how fireworks used to be good? Like add more of a section of like in the fireworks great again area? Maybe? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we shrink the chat. Well, I don't know. We can also I'm not sure. What can we do here? Old fireworks. You could talk about the evolution of fountains, how they used to be single tubes and cones and not the multi-tubes like today. I could, but I feel like you're going to be a better expert on that than I am. Because my era was the multi-tube era. I remember counting tubes. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what. Like if I were to tell somebody one thing. I'm trying to think of like if I were to explain. Oh. Well, if you want to contribute, that'd be dope. But um, we could. What we could do is at some point do like a. Yeah, I mean if that or. I mean I don't know. It's a lot of typing, but if you want to, that'd be dope. I was thinking we also do like a. I don't know, not necessarily a podcast, but like a reminiscing podcast where you show me just pictures of nostalgia. Nostalgia TNT rant. My house Matthews. Ah, welcome. Is now a welcome to Super Pyro. We got a Super Pyro. Matthew Ramirez. Welcome, buddy. You are now in a special group. I don't even know if you're in stream. You might have subscribed to watch a video. Let me think. I haven't been lifting. That's okay. Hmm. What can I talk about? Tell him you text messages. What? I'm thinking. What would be. I think I pretty much covered a lot of everything. I think the only thing is just to go maybe more over like the old flyers and stuff. Look at some of the prices since I was talking about 2020. See if we have any on the website here. Vintage fireworks. Where's the guy? Where are the flyers at? I think I have a flyer. I don't remember what year it is though. Let me see if I still have it up here. I don't know if I can reach it though with my bum arm. This seems difficult. Ugh. Why is there so many poppets? I need to take down. I don't know. Can I even get in here? I'm very limited here on my mobility. This sucks. I know I have some flyers somewhere up here. Filed away. Sorry for the noise. Alright. Got the goods. Kind of. Ah, here they are. Let's put this back. Ugh. Instead of pulling up flyers on a computer screen, we'll just do this. So I have... yeah. From 2002. Oh, the green screen's screwing it up. Ooh. TNT barrel, $20. That's what we'll do. We'll go over some old flyers here that I was gifted by the one and only Fireworks dude himself. What year was these? Woo! Red Devil, Big Timer. Cool, cool, cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. The barrel sucked back then too. Here's another 2022 paper, Patriot Fireworks. And this one is 2010. That's a good year. 2015. These are super old. 2009, another great year. I love that you gave me Fireworks, dude. I don't know if you know how much these 2 years mean to me, that you gave these to me. I don't know if you meant to, but I will just tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you. 2009, um, is the year my dad passed away. So this was the first flyer I had to look at by myself that year, and I lost it. And I remember we bought the big deluxe when it came out that year, and that's when literally I think the anger for assortments started. It was my first year doing my fireworks by myself without my dad, and I wanted to do a good show, and I bought an assortment, and that's what we'll talk about. We'll do a sappy video about that. And I got 2010, but yeah, I just thank you for that. We'll do a rant about that. That's how we'll start. We'll play on the emotions of things here a little bit, and then we'll record it. We'll make a video out of it. Wonder what year this was. So this is the Monster Fireworks. I'm trying to figure out what year this was. Oh, right here. 1995. I was 4 years old. Awesome. That's so cool. Freedom. Firework. This is super old. Well, I forgot I already said that. Well, I'm glad I mentioned that because I didn't know if I was thinking about it and I just was being trying to be all macho man and not saying my feelings. 1990. Wow. Or if I said it or not. So, wonder what year this one is. Probably the 90s. Sheesh. On the 95, they have actual pictures of the fireworks. 2015. Colorama. 1987 on this one. Holy moly. And I have a Mad Dog. I'm trying to put the super old school ones on the bottom of this pile. So we're going to go over them. So 2015, 2016, 2022, 2022. So these are 2022. This is 95. 2010 and 9. So let's ask AI to help us with our fact checking here. Also, my wife gave me this great folder to put your. I just wanted to show off the folder I got to put those bad boys in. I needed a folder, and my wife's like, "Oh, I have a folder for you." And this was her old school folder that she found because she has a nostalgia box as well, and we were sorting nostalgia stuff. So some of these are all nostalgia stuff that got mixed up with her stuff. So I put them in here in my unicorn folder. But it keeps them safe. So I got that going for me. But I want to ask AI real quick because I don't want to start. Obviously, if I compare like a Piccolo Pete from the year 2010, there's going to be a price increase. So let me see here. do a deep search and think hard to find what the actual percent increase of all items by inflation in the US is from the year 2009, and we'll just use we're going to base this all off the 2009. You'll see. I just need some I want some ammunition for my bullshit talk because I'll probably end up transcribing some of this into the Bible about making fireworks great again. Take your time. We'll be waiting. Thank you. I'm glad you're patient with me. I appreciate the patience. Thank you. Until now. Let me pull some fireworks out here. For now. I need to know the base percent because I am trying to argue my point that fireworks are more expensive now, not by inflation or tariffs, but by corporate greed and way too many government regulations, state slash fed slash city slash county. Corporate greed and all right. For example, in 2009, what's a firework that we see all the time? Piccolo Pete's, I guess. For example, 2009 at TNT Fireworks, a box of Piccolo Pete's were $2.99, and we'll use Piccolo Pete's and sparklers. Let's see, Piccolo Pete's sparklers, those are all staples. What's another staple? And like an assortment. Piccolo Pete's sparklers assortment. That's the TNT combo, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Sparklers were. Where's the sparklers at? Uh-oh. Sparklers are not on this flyer. Uh-oh. Oh, right here. They're on this one, $7.99. But they're not on this one. They're BOGO. I think it's safe to say they were probably around $7.99. Because if I'm looking from the year 2010 to 2009, Killer Bee was sold by itself. Killer Bee $4.99. Piccolo Pete's went up in price. What the hell? So, if you look at in 2009, Piccolo Pete's were $2.99, and then in 2010 they went up to $4.99. Interesting. I think the sparkler price sounds about right, if from my memory. Does $7.99 BOGO sound about right? They phased out wire sparklers a while ago. Live wire BOGO. So Black Widow. Purple Rain, $2.99 wasn't BOGO. Delirium, $40. Flash Dance, $7.99. How much were, what about 2015? They went up to $9.99. Piccolo Pete, not on here. Piccolo Pete's was $2.99 in 2009 and then changed to $4.99 in 2010. TNT Morning Glory sparklers were $7.99 in, and buy one get one, and it's interesting that in 2009 Mad Dog was $17.99, and then in 2010 it went down to $14.99. So I actually got a little cheaper. Mini Monsters also went down 50 cents. Interesting. Ground Bloom Flowers. That's a good one. That was Raider saying that. It says $1.50, but I'm not seeing Ground Bloom Flowers on the other page. TNT Snaps. Those on this page? Nope. Yeah, they actually did do price drops, which is interesting. But I think the assortments pretty much stayed the same. So the Big Deluxe came out in 2009. And then was it immediately discontinued in 2010? Yeah, because then they had the big one. The Grand 49er. Family Pack. The Grand 49er. I thought there was a 49er assortment, but I'm not seeing it. Is it in the other flyer here? Yeah, they have the 49er. So I think what they did, what it looks like they watered down the Grand 49er and made it just the 49er. Actually, they look almost. The Grand 49er definitely had better stuff in it, but interesting. What about Block Party? I know that because of the training video. Oh yeah, the $100, $99 Block Party. Yeah, it was $100, and you would get a free fountain. So in 2010, If you bought the block party, you would get a night treasure. Yep, the big timer. I remember when I bought that from. No, it was the big one. I bought the big one from the Super Center. I thought I have the box somewhere, but there it is. You get a free My Stars with it. Anyways, we're trying to talk to AI and figure out the price increase. So, what was the damn price? I need one more of an assortment. What's an assortment that we still have? The big timer? Wait. Prices actually went down in 2010 because the big timer went from 150 to 140 and you got a free item. Holy moly. That is actually a good deal. So the price went down and you got a free item. Interesting. I guess the only one we have is the big timer, which went down. And the big timer assortment went down. Was 149.99 in 2009, but then saw a price reduction of 1399, and you got a free fountain named the Heat, which was a 21.99 value added for free, which is a pretty crazy. That's pretty awesome. Oh, oh, the wife is FaceTiming me. How do I FaceTime? Hello.
You don't want to talk to me?
I didn't know. I'm going over my Sparkle Pony flyers with my live stream,
Don't ruin that notebook. Is my favorite
and
notebook.
they all loved it. What are you doing? Relaxing?
Laying down in the break room.
Say hi to Miss Beast, everyone. I don't know if you can see her. I keeping my door shut and Jack with me since he throwed up.
Bad dog.
He's not a bad dog.
He doesn't need to be in that bedroom with you.
He's being good. Hi. I know. She likes to talk. She was on her break and wanted to fill me in. Sorry, we're back to regular programming, everyone. You got to take care of the wife. Anyways, I'm noticing there isn't that actually much of a price difference in increase in like 2015. So 5 years, it's kind of weird. The price increases didn't really change that much. Like in 5 years, the Mad Dog was cheaper. Purple Rains in 5 years were the same price. Firecrackle was the same price. Mini Monster went up 50 cents. Sparklers went up $2. Um, the American Sizzler went up $3. Um, the Black Widow went up $1. Crazy Eyeballs stayed the same. So certain things went up in price. So Little Red Devil was $8.99. Oh, and then went up $1. Then went up also BOGO and only went up $1 in 2015 at $9.99. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about. Is the COVID ruined everything. What else is on this list? Where's Discord at? All American. In 2009, was there even an All American? There was no All American in 2009. So, I wonder what year they phased out some assortments. Because we don't see we see assortment change in the time period of 2010 to 2015. That is when TNT introduced new assortments, which featured the One Tube Wonders, like All American $79.99, Big Timer $149.99. What year did Opening Show come out? "2010 had the Countdown, Flash Dance, Grande Latte, High voltage delirium. Delirium in 2009 was 30 and it increased. Leaping lizards. What else is in here? Let's see. Fairy Wands, Electro Blue, Allegiance, Triple Sack Pack TNT. 49 there. Cool Read Jalapeno. Purple Rain. And TNT's Purple Rain, also BOGO, was... When was this at its cheapest? Wasn't it always like $5.99 BOGO? Yeah. $5.99 in 2009 and 2010. And then in 2015, it was the same price, right? 2016, was it the same price? Wicked Strong. And was the same price until 2016. Alright, I'm almost done. Almost can start my rant video. 2009, 2010, 2015, 2014. Okay. Let me stretch. It's time to make a video time. Let me see, where is all my stuff here? All my stuff. Turn up my mic. Oh, my mic's quiet. That's not good. So I blast you guys with what's it called? Here, I'll go do some smelling salt. Oh! Oh! Woo! All right. Don't. Hold on. I'm trying to get the math here. Don't make up the. What? I am confused by the 50%. Point out the rate the firework. Woo! More salts. My protein sparkling water is getting a little. So I'm trying to make it a chart for me because all it told me is there's a 50% increase, which I'm trying to. I don't want to talk out of my ass. Because it says inflation percent 50%, but inflation factor is 1.5. Ugh. Okay, unexplained extra. Of removing the 50% inflation. Big timer up $30, all American up 30. So what is So I am confused. From the year 2009 to 2025, inflation rose 50%. Because that's basically what it's freaking telling me. Or is that just firework related? So, wow. I did not know that. Since the year 2009 to now, or 2025, everything has gone up 50%. Dow. I didn't know it was that bad. Paying 50% more for everything. Something in 2000, something that was $10 in 2009 will cost $15 today. All right, I think we got it. So regardless, we're still paying extra. Okay, use this chart to also show in a new row the percent of increase over on top of inflation. I think I'm ready for my video. I gotta get in the mood. Gotta get in the mood. Are we in the mood, boys? Are we awake? Are we awake? Are we awake? We're awake. Bah, 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 bah. All right. Let's get into it. I'm going to pull up my little spreadsheet here. Alrighty, we are going to be doing an update to the Bible, spreading the gospel, make fireworks great again section. Here we are. Here we go. We're going to be going over the explanation of inflation and fireworks. So I have in my hands, and if you can't see my hands, and I'm like you're not watching the live stream, this is a flyer from 2009 TNT fireworks. In this is a piece of ancient history. So to explain some of the prices to you guys, Piccolo Pete's were $2.99 back then. Don't believe me? It's right there. In 2010, they did go up to $4.99 just for transparency reasons. And I don't believe in 2015 they were on here, but I think they stayed around that price. For perspective, this is 2015, and Purple Rain is $5.99 here. Purple Rain in 2010, also $5.99, and Purple Rain was by itself, not BOGO, $2.99 in 2009. Inflation costs from now to future, from 2000, we'll say it's 2009 to where we're at now. We're going to be using 2025 prices. It's estimated about we're paying 50% extra on everything for inflation. And Golden Crown is with me on a live stream. He's a mathematician, a math genius, and he says 50% over 16 years is about 3% average per year, which isn't as bad as it makes it out to be when we think of it that way. So thank you, Golden Crown. But we're looking at paying 50% more from what we were paying in 2009, 2010. The problem is, it's not correct. Piccolo Pete's alone have seen a 167% increase on inflation. Morning Glories on top of inflation, 67%. So you're paying 117% extra for Morning Glories, 150% extra. 300% on Morning Glories, the big timer assortment, which in 2009 and 2010 they didn't have. They had what was called the big one. They had different assortments, and we'll get into assortments and about making them great again, and we'll get into some stuff later. But one of the most important things that I want to talk about in this guide that should be probably a keynote, this should be the top of the Make Fireworks Great Again Bible area of the Bible. So I'll have a section in the Bible that's specifically to spread the gospel of making fireworks great again. We're going over the history. So in my hand, right here, if you can't see it and you're not watching the live stream or the green screen screwing up, in my hand is the 2009 flyer. I'll be transparent with you guys. In the year 2009, my father passed away. He was my pyro god, essentially. We loved fireworks, and when I was like age 4 or 5, I was learning how to smash Piccolo Pete's with them. 4th of July was our holiday, so this was the first year I had to do it on my own. This is when I turned 18. Kind of worked out as a pyro. I could buy my own fireworks. In 2009, a new assortment came out right here called the Big Deluxe for $200. Now, I always wanted. There was an assortment called the Big One, which is actually a better deal in 2010. In 2010, you actually got a free fountain with it. It's called My Stars, which was a $30 value, so you get an assortment and a fountain. Also, with the Big Timer, you would get a free night treasure. But anyways, I bought in 2009. I did the unthinkable. I bought an assortment because it was new. I thought it was wow. Look at the size of that thing. That thing's gonna be great. It was the step up. Like it was the step. It was like it was Big Bang and then this box at the time at the stands. So I was living on cloud nine. I'm like, I'm gonna have the best fireworks show ever. And then I also bought a Delirium for the first time. That was great. Delirium was in 2009 $39.99. They also had some other grand finale items on here. They have High Voltage, which was $70, which was a pretty good price tag for back in the day. Um, they had Light the Night for $34.99. They had Standing Ovation, also $70. They had Super Bullet, $49.99. So those are some of the like grand finales that I don't really remember other than the Delirium back in the day. Now, if we were to go to like 2010, we'll see something similar. We'll see the TNT barrel right here, which we saw a re-release of, which is 39 or it was $23.99. The Rocket assort or little pack there. We actually saw a price increase on Delirium. Delirium went up in price to 45. They had Leaping Lizards, stuff like that. Anyways, back on subject. Talking about the Big Deluxe. This is the year that kind of started it all for me about my wanting to educate myself on why did that suck. I just spent over $200 at a fireworks stand on the second to biggest box, and everything in that thing sucked. How can I fix that? That was very frustrating for me. So that's when I started getting into dissecting fireworks and learning about tube count, but also saving flyers. I This is from one of my all-time longest Super Pyro viewer, longtime friend, um, NW Fireworks dude. You should check out his channel. He lights some retro, old school fountains from the 80s. I'll put a link somewhere to his channel if you haven't. But I used to save these in a book and I lost it. I don't know where it went. But now I have them again, so I'm happy. Nostalgia is happy. And I would compare prices every year. And prices did go up and down actually quite frequently, all the way up for a while. I think the catalyst that really changed a lot of the prices on fireworks were probably COVID. COVID is what destroyed the world essentially. But also at some time between 2015 and 2010, we saw some assortments change and go towards more of that big deluxe type route. So obviously this is 2015. You have um, the 49er is actually $49, but if we go to 2009, there used to be an assortment called the Grand 49er, which basically what they did was they had a $49 assortment anyways. It was called the Night Thriller. They then took the Grand 49er, which was $69, and you get a free bargain bag with it. Sorry for the green screen not wanting to work, but you would get a free bargain bag with it. The bargain bag was $15.99, and you buy the Grand 49er, which was $69.99, and you would get a pretty good amount of fireworks right there. That was a deal back then. Something that TNT should honestly do again. I know they have this ridiculous backlog of Safe and Insane approved fireworks in assortments in other states that they probably have sitting in their warehouses somewhere that they could just throw at to push product. Like if I digress. We'll get into that a little bit. But the main thing is um like we're seeing the inflation does not correlate with the amount of price increases on some of the fireworks. Like for example, from when the year the All American assortment came out, which I'm assuming we're just gonna say for all for just paper basic napkin math, we're gonna say the All American came out in 2015 and it was $79.99. And as you know, the price of the All American now is a lot higher. It is increased by 87%. That's what it used to. Obviously, minus inflation, right? You're still seeing almost like a 25% increase on the All American because the All American now is $149.99. Quite a big increase, obviously, with the inflation. Doesn't really help. The biggest ones we've seen the price increases are on some of the smaller items like Piccolo Pete's. You're seeing 167 extra percentage on that from now to back then. Morning Glories have went up a total of 150% with inflation, so it's about 100 extra percent. Maybe with percentages, napkin math was correct. 67% is unaccounted for going to somewhere just on Morning Glories. And I guarantee you the Morning Glories back in 2009, 2010 were a lot better than what you're buying now. So this aspect of making fireworks great again is basically just going over basically what they had back then, you know. Um, the assortments frequently had extras that came with it. They would come with extra fountains. They would, like the block party would come with a night treasure. This was $100 assortment. Would come with another fountain, and then the big one would come with also another fountain. Just in general, fireworks were a lot cheaper back then, and we would see competitive price decreases. Like in 2015, I think something went down in price. Like even, yeah, none of the assortments increased in price. Everything stayed the same. Delirium holding strong at $49. Everything seemed to be progressing correctly until COVID happened, and then we could argue the supply chain issue, which obviously, factually, there was probably some actual supply chain issues that did cause prices to increase. And now we have people saying about tariffs. So with inflation, with tariffs, does that really mean that I should be paying, 67% extra on Morning Glories, 45% extra on a Purple Rain, 36% extra on Little Red Devil, paying 25% or more on certain assortments? Maybe on the assortments, but I don't know. Those assortments probably have been here for a while. I don't think those should change too much. But realistically, I mean, just looking at even, I have some really old flyers in here. I actually have one from 1995. So some of my older pyros can appreciate the Monster brand. We still see the Monster Snaps. He's kind of like the TNT mascot. If you look at some of the assortments they've carried over, like the big one was $200. They have the Patriot Missile, was a giant assortment, I think. It's in the assortment tier, so I don't know what that is. Just some other items in here just for some prices. Morning Glories were buy one, get one free, $4.99. Piccolo Pete's for the 6-pack. So you get one box of Piccolo Pete's for $2.29. Killer Bees were $1.99. They had Battle Tanks for $1.99. Tequila Sunrise was 50 cents. So I know a lot of people like Tequila Sunrise. It's literally going away, but it's right there, 50 cents. Ground Boom Flowers, 89 cents. Monster Snaps, 99 cents. So those have held the same price. Some really cool old school Monster Parade. I remember this one. If I could get it to work, it looks like the horseshoe. I remember having this probably in around this year when I was little. This thing has basically tubes in every single little area of this thing. And for $5.59, it lasted so dang long. It was insane. Mini Monster, 69 cents. Obviously, this is from 1995. This was a long time ago, and then adjusting that for inflation, that's a lot. Main thing we're gonna focus on is like the 2015 prices, which has a lot of some of the new assortments. Like the Big Bang was $500. Now you're looking at 800. Big Deluxe was 200. Big Timer was 149. The Perfect Show was $100. You had things like Surf's Up. Surf's Up was a great fountain. It came out. It was only $10.99. Opening show used to be $59.99. Delirium $49.99. So the prices have definitely increased, and a lot of it does not account for inflation. A lot of it counts for other things. So I'm not here to discuss all the shenanigans, but like I said earlier, there's a lot of regulatory things when it comes to the government. There's a lot of extra steps that stands need to do that maybe can, and plus tariffs, maybe they will, maybe there is argue for something. Like I believe the Big Timer only has like 11% increase on that assortment. Um, so really not that big of a price increase because then you could account for tariffs and everything else and gas prices, transportation, you know it. But my issue is there's a lot of things that are clearly hot sellers and hot movers, Piccolo, Pete's, Morning Glories, that have seen the biggest price increase because they'll sell, and that's just corporate greed. That's that's just we need to stop that, and this comes back full circle into making fireworks great again by making them cheaper, so people want to use their money for your brand, TNT, Phantom, whatever, instead of going across the state or buying from some plug in somebody's trunk in some dark alley and buying illegal fireworks, because it is cheaper sometimes to do that than it is to buy $20 sparklers when you can go on Redbeard's website and get a million more for that price. And I'm going to keep plugging Redbeard because he's legally allowed to ship novelty fireworks. There's nothing that says you can't ship sparklers as long as they stay on the ground. Wedding websites do it, everything does it. And until, like, let's be real, if Redbeard's going to be selling sparklers for 300% less than what you are, you just ain't going to sell sparklers anymore, and you're going to have to keep increasing the prices, and nobody's going to buy them. And you're going to be losing money because then people are just not going to go to your stand if you're going to be that type of business. Just saying. But like I was talking about earlier, to 2009 when I bought the assortment, that really started my crusade on assortments. I'm like, why did that suck? I never had that before. And then after 2009, I went to Phantom and did the same mistake. I said, man, TNT really did me dirty in 2009. I went to Phantom in 2010. Same mistake, and it was worse. I bought a Phantom assortment, and it was just awful. At least with some of the TNT fountains, they actually did some performance. So then 2011 hit. That's when I was like, okay, I'm going to go out of state. And then I ended up just doing stupid stuff there. And then I started to slowly get back into researching safe and sane fireworks. And then in 2014 is when I'm like, hey, I'm getting smart with this stuff. I'm getting pretty good at making fireworks shows and spreading my knowledge. I should do a firework channel. So in 2014, this would be the first flyer, actually, I would have looked at after I made my channel. 2014 would be more accurate, but after I got my channel started, I think the actual season I actually went into doing fireworks was this. So my first buyer guide would have been done on this piece of paper right here, which is an interesting thing to hold for me. A little blast from the past and seeing some of these assortments, and just seeing what we had to pick from, and how I feel like not much has really changed in a way, because some things on here aren't really even worth the price. Like Nowadays, obviously, Fiery Scorpions at 24.99. That's not that bad. Zombie Apocalypse for 21.99. That's this day and age. That price. That's not a bad price. Um, so Luck of the Irish, 9.99. That was good fountain. They had Game Time. This looks like a Centennial, but I don't think it performed like one at all. Stacks Up. This was a really good, long-lasting one. I never was a fan though. They're very reminds me of the Allegiance, very slow, low type effects. But um, I think the main thing we want to remember when it comes to making fireworks great again is we need to, obviously, like I said, we need some better regulations on the corporate side to alleviate some pressure, whether that's reduction in tariffs, reduction in storage, EPA, environmental crap, who knows, whatever. Something needs to be done. Prices need to go lower because not all of this makes sense when it comes to inflation. And like I said, COVID really just destroyed the world. I think it allowed everybody to. It forced everybody in 2020. It forced everybody to be on the internet. I think, and then once everybody was on the internet, the knowledge increased, but common sense decreased. The hive mind, the I'm going to follow what this person thinks because it fits my belief system. It allowed us to be very close-minded and self-centered. It made us very egotistical. It made us very self-centered because we wanted to look out for ourselves. And I think that also trickled down to corporate greed because they wanted more money. I mean, is it really that word corporate greed, more money, that bad? I mean, who doesn't want a raise at their job? Who doesn't want to make more money doing what they're doing? That's, I think, a fair assessment. And it's not, they're not running a charity, they're running a business. So I understand that aspect of it. People have to make money, right? It's the reason I'm charging YouTube subscription for the Bible in the first place, right? I'm putting a lot of time and effort into something. I want to see a return. But my main goal is to produce a product like this Bible to spread gospel among everybody to help make fireworks great again. Whether it's not just here, it's everywhere. Because our little California issues with corporate greed and increasing prices and all that stuff, that that has it's not in a vacuum. It'll kind of reverberate out to other firework companies and businesses and other states. Because I mean, it's common knowledge that when you're anybody that has done any firework research, specifically when it's like California fireworks, everybody out of the 49 states, other states other than California, everybody says Phantom's overpriced. Everybody says TNT's overpriced. That's just common knowledge. That's just what it is. So if we're dealing with a duopoly, so that's essentially what it is. It's just Phantom and TNT running the show here. If we don't enlighten people on what's really going on, is prices are high. We're on an archaic kind of health and safety, fire marshal, legal system that was set back kind of in a knee-jerk reaction to fireworks being bad. We have a lot more of kind of a hive mind where Karens, their voices are getting a little quieter now, but a lot of Karens are the loudest, most annoying people, and they talk about, oh, my dog is scared of fireworks. PTSD. My husband has PTSD. It scares him. They start fires. All these common misconceptions about fireworks only are for illegal fireworks. Nobody's starting fires with fountains. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Nobody's starting fires unless they're throwing them, running around with them. It's very rare for a fountain firework to start a fire. The only time I've seen it happen is a ground bloom go crazy and roll into my grass, and my grass was dead, and it started a little fire that I just had to step on. When you introduce things like aerial shells, people making homemade salute rockets, people just lighting cheap bottle rockets, that's the stuff. Rockets are the worst. Rockets should be banned. You should need a license to have rockets. I know that's blasphemy. A lot of people write rockets, but it's just that rockets are bad. They're just uncontrollable. People don't light them correctly in the correct receptacle to launch or a rocket correctly. People hold them. People have them tilted to the side. Um, they put them in stupid things to launch them, and that's the issue with it. Put them in traffic cones, and the traffic cone is not is made out of like it just. There's a lot of things that it doesn't make sense. Okay, we could do it better. We need to be better as pyros. We need to be better. We need to be smarter. And this is a part of that. Me being smarter for everybody else to enlighten. Because I could sit here and cry and whine and reminisce of 2009, and except it wasn't a happy memory. I was pissed off. My 2009 memory of buying an assortment was a bad one. So what's the solution, Beast? Right? You're Mr. TNT. You're Mr. Phantom. You're Mr. I don't know, Jake's Fireworks that wants to come and start in California. How do we fix it? Well, the best way to fix it is have honest pricing. Like, I think the hardest issue is having the regulatory factor that stands need to be operated and fireworks need to be sold out of a non-profit booth. That obviously is going to increase prices. I understand that because TNT needs to make money. The nonprofit that's running the stand, whether it's a church, a football team, Joe Schmo's restaurant, I don't know, whatever it is, they want to make money too. And if they're not making money, the church, football group, if they volunteer their time for a week, 2 weeks in the blazing sun in California in the heat in a wooden box, a shed essentially, do they want to sacrifice their time for, only 20 extra K to their books when they had to pay people to man the booth, do whatever? 20K is a lot for some people on paper, but when it's you devoted 2 weeks of your life, multiple volunteers there, all the storage, security fees, that number dwindles. Obviously, 20K is a generous estimate, but like if the cost and overages doesn't help out those running the nonprofit stand to help their charity or whatever, they're going to stop running a stand because it's not worth sitting in the heat. It's not making money. Because I think that's a big driving factor for most of these people is like, yeah, I'm going to have to sacrifice a couple weeks out of my life to run this stand, but I'm going to make X amount of dollars. And if every year that X amount of dollars goes down because TNT is just putting out product that's just too expensive for you to even sell is an issue. And I think the biggest issue is it's so mass produced is there's a lot of people that run the stands, whether they're a volunteer or whatever, they're uneducated, and all they know how to do is to plug assortments. And I think if everybody was just more educated in what a good firework was, whether it's the 13-year-old volunteering at his church to help sell fireworks in a stand, or if it's the 30-year-old that is now running the stand, or 40-year-old, 45-year-old that has a nonprofit that runs the stand, if they know about it, they can teach their people running the stand about it. So when they have customers that come to their stand that tell them, hey, these are good fireworks, they're more likely to want to come back to that stand. It's customer service 101. But when you're selling a product that you don't believe in, or you're selling product that you know is overpriced, are you going to be that? You're going to have that fervor, that enthusiasm, that excitement to do it? No, you're going to do whatever you can to push the most expensive stuff the fastest, which is going to be the big boxes, the assortments, the stuff that's easy to move. What's easiest, right? Ringing somebody up for one assortment for $200, or ringing up 28 different items on a cash register for $200. People are going to be lazy. Going back to the 2020 example, people are self-centered. They're egotistical. They want comfortableness. They want more money. They want the easy way. That's what we all want. We want easy stuff. So hence probably maybe why you are listening to this is because you don't want to sit here and do all the research. You just want somebody to tell you what to buy. You just want somebody to tell you what's good, what to avoid. And that's fine. I think that's us as humans. We want to just always have the new and best thing and not have to spend $1 million for that thing. We want to have experiences with our family that are enjoyable, not something that we have and spend two, $300, $400 and feel like, ouch, I just literally burned money and nobody thought it was cool. I started lighting fireworks and half my family went inside because they were boring and they're too busy watching the illegal fireworks in the backyard go off in the pool because that's more enjoyable. So how do we fix that? You make better product. You have educated people that are selling the product. You have educated people running the businesses that design and produce the product. And then after that, the prices can be negotiated. If something's good, it's good. The price can be negotiated. So what's a fair price? That's up for debate. I need to be able to see numbers black and white. Like how much are you buying how much is a case of Piccolo Pete's, right? Is if it for just black and white paper napkin math, right? Pick a case of Piccolo Pete's, we'll say it's $50. So there's, I don't know, 10 boxes of Piccolo Pete's in there. So then you go off and sell them for $20 a box. That's not fair, right? You're making way more money than you did by wholesale. Um, so we need to figure out some stuff there. How much is the actual cost? Is there any other firework manufacturers in China, in Vietnam, in somewhere else that actually has good product that's produced quality that isn't costing you an arm and a leg? There's somewhere in this supply chain, whether it's in the getting the ingredients for it, the black powder, the potassium nitrates, the whatever compounds, the cardboard, whatever goes into making the firework, from that moment to the moment we light it with a lighter, there's something in this supply chain that is broken. So I don't know how to fix it. There's somewhere down the line that something needs to change. At one point during the supply chain issue for me lighting that firework on 4th of July, something has increased ridiculously in price and it's not. And it might be multiple things. Maybe it's 2% here, 1.5% there, 5% here, 10% there. Maybe it's a combination. And maybe I just need to see it. I'm not that educated when it comes from the start of manufacturing a firework fountain from nothing to packaging it, to getting art on it, to shipping it across seas, to the port of entry, through the port to a storage location that's properly insured and inspected by the fire marshal, transporting that to another area of the state, to now put it in another warehouse that's also all this rigmarole, to then eventually be transported to a stand to be sold by a nonprofit that also takes a little bit of the profit off the top. How much is that percentage? And until I know that, I will never know how to fix that. And that's not on me. That's on the person that is running TNT, Phantom, whatever. I'm not your businessman. I can't do that. I don't have a mathematician, wizard degree. That's not me. I'm just the guy that's been doing this for way too long and is way too passionate and way too smart for his own good when it comes to his hyper focus. And sometimes I hyper focus on the wrong things. And some people may say that I'm hyper focusing on something stupid, but I guarantee you there's a lot of like-minded individuals that probably think the same as me, to tell you the truth. Um, but that's kind of my quick rant on making fireworks great again. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of making and preaching the Bible of the gospel. These are probably going to be members only because it's kind of part of that tree. This is me rambling to help me. Basically, then what I do, I ramble. I then have it transcribed in a text form and I read it back to me and then I add sections to like, oh, I like this, I'll type that. It just allows me to get, instead of me handwriting things, it allows me to use YouTube to basically write it out for me, if that makes sense. It allows me to make a database of my thoughts and then I can watch the video back later. What did I say here? Okay, I'm going to write that down. Because I ramble a lot and some people like that about me. I don't know what it is. I ramble. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Beautiful. I forgot to upload some other stuff. I should upload these real quick. Said hi. Hi, Beast. Bum, bum, bum. Videos. I need to see how big these files are. That one. 74. 58. A gig. What is this? Oh, shit. Upload. Oh, shit. I'll just upload all these. Oh, yeah, I forgot my other video, the 250th. If you have a rocket rack, then it's the best way to do rocket in the bad jacks. Like the rocket rack, the Redbeard rocket rack. Bum, bum, bum. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for the stream, guys. Been streaming for 3 hours and 30 minutes. It's now midnight, so I think we're going to take a break here. All right, fellas, I'm out of here. I'm going to upload these rants and stuff and I guess get to typing. Maybe I'll be back and just type.